Alright, so welcome to the recorded tutorial session for Papua New Guinea taxation. We'll be discussing about business losses. So with regards to the provisions provided by Income Tax Act 1959 on tax losses, you can see in section 101, tax losses are allowed as deduction and can be carried forward. For non-primary producers, that will be maximum of 7 years. So which means you can only claim the loss within 7 years. But for primary producers, there is no limit. Now, if you can, only chances that you can carry forward the losses will be if the ownership didn't change. It should be around or the ownership percentage should be more than 50%. Okay, so which means if the change is more than 50%, then you cannot carry forward. You didn't achieve this, then you can go to the next criterion. Okay, so if the company still carries the same business, even though there is some change in ownership, more than 50% change in ownership. Now let's go on to the example. Okay, let's say on year 1 you have incurred a loss. Okay, assessable income is less than the allowable deduction. So in this case, you have incurred a loss of 50,000 kina. So this loss can be carried forward for the next year. So you can see in year 2. Okay, so we know that assessable income in year 2 is greater than allowable deduction. So which means we can claim the 50,000 loss from the previous year. So we have a taxable income here of 20,000 kina. Another example. Okay, so you have as a taxpayer, you have a good run, and then you have a net exempt income of 60,000 annually. The operating performance of the business for 3 years in a row were provided below. You can see in 2020 there was a loss of 440,000 kina. 2021 we have 190,000 kina, and then 2022 you have income of 710,000 kina. So we are being asked to calculate the loss carry forward for 3 years. So the first loss will be on 2020, so that's 440. If you can see in the calculation, it will be like this. So you have a net loss from business. Remember, in this calculation you have to consider whether there will be net exempt income, because you can it will be used as a reduction on the net loss that you can carry forward. So in this case you have 440,000 kina, and then you have 60,000 as exempt income, so you can only carry forward 380,000. Then in year 2021 you have a profit of 190,000. Now we have a loss brought forward 380, but remember, you have to use, or you have to reduce this amount, the loss brought forward, by the net exempt income, which is 60,000 here. So in this case we have 190,000 less loss carry forward net of exempt income. You don't have taxable income, so you still have to carry forward 130,000 kina. So this 130,000 kina will be brought forward for year 2022. So in year 2022 you have loss brought forward 130, and remember, every year you have 60,000 kina net exempt income. So the loss that you can use as a reduction of your taxable income here is 70,000 to arrive at 640,000. That's the end of my recorded lecture tutorial. I hope you learned something.